All right, I'm going to make a tutorial looking at this outline worksheet that should help students outline a fuller draft of their essay. So I'm going to jump straight into sharing my screen here. Not the Zoom screen. We're going to go over here. All right. So this is should be in student view. We are in week 9 right here, March 10th through 14th. And here is our Comp 1 essay worksheet, which is outline worksheet. You need to rename it to outline worksheet. I'll rename it in just a moment. But there's our outline worksheet. It's at the bottom of week 9. Week 9 outline worksheet. I'll put in announcements also and upload an example to the announcements. I have it open in my desktop, so I'm going to go ahead and share that version because I've kind of typed on it just a little bit to help us understand where we're going. So you have two options here. I mean, you can talk about just the commercial only and ways that the commercial has helped you, ways that the commercial manipulates or uses or uplifts your emotions, your identity to sell its product, or you can bring in that music video. So I kind of did both. But we're just going to begin with the introduction. So the introduction, here is where you can relate to your commercial with personal experience. That's a great way to start. And to tell you the truth, those annotated bibliography proposals, almost every single one of you can just take your proposal, a lot of the ideas from your proposal or some of the ideas from your proposal and carry that straight over into your essay. So if you're talking about your relationship with your parents, if you're talking about, your goals in life, anything like that, because commercials use those to sell their products. Everything that you guys talked about in those proposals, commercials use them to sell their products, right? That's how I began. When I was a child, my father and I were not close. I grew up in poverty with an alcoholic father and a hateful stepmother. Right? What does this have to do with commercialism? Well, I'm going to relate to that. I'm beginning with my personal experience, and then I'm going to narrow to commercialism and or the song in general. However, commercials use family relationships to sell their products and make us believe that they care for family health. They are another form of entertainment, but instead of helping us relate, they are normally manipulative. That is, music helps me relate to my emotions, helps me, doing this kind of quickly, relate to my emotions, but commercials manipulate my emotions. So I'm not getting to my exact commercial yet. I'm only talking about commercialism and music in general. And then I narrow one more time, then narrow even more to your specific commercial. So here is my specific commercial. 3-point thesis that states, so my first thesis statement is only about the extra gum. The extra gum commercial uses imagery, relationships, and music to sell its product. That's a great 3-point thesis statement. If you only want to talk about the commercial, that's fine as long as you bring in that identity source, or you can talk about how the commercial and the music video are the same. All right, so I have a 3-point thesis statement that states how the music video and the commercial relate. The extra gum commercial, why did I put that? There, let me, it deleted part of it. Give me just a second, let me fix that. Go. Okay, so let me get back on that. Must have accidentally deleted something. All right, so I have two thesis statements going on here. We have the extra gum commercial uses imagery, relationships, and music to sell its product. Great thesis statement. Again, so we're just going to detail how the extra gum commercial uses my emotions through relationships, through music, through imagery. They're using my emotions to sell its product, right? Or you can bring in the song. I think the song actually makes it a lot easier. I have one way that I did it. The 3-point thesis statement states how the music video and the commercial relate. So the extra gum commercial shows a perfect father-daughter relationship. So the very first body paragraph in my 3 body paragraphs, we're going to do these 3 ideas, right? So body paragraph 1 is going to be about the extra gum commercial shows a perfect father-daughter relationship, while body paragraph 2, the Lumineers video show that life is perfectly flawed, or these relationships are perfectly flawed, however you want to say it, shows that relationships. Yeah, whatever you want to talk about the father-daughter relationship, that relationships are perfectly flawed, can be perfectly flawed. And then my body paragraph 3 consumers need to know the difference between these forms of entertainment, right? This makes it a little bit more into an argument, but that's okay if it's not. Why did you not do the word body? It's okay if it's not. Right. So that's my first body paragraph. I'm going to talk only about the extra gum commercial. My second body paragraph, I'm going to talk only about the Lumineers. And my third body paragraph, I'm going to kind of bring them together and talk about how we need to know the difference between those two. All right. So there's a 3-point thesis statement. So come down. We want to describe our commercial in 4 to 6 sentences. So again, that's that summary. What I see from the beginning to the end, like that basketball summary that we talked about, what I see from the beginning to the end, we're going to summarize, describe that commercial, or you can describe the similarities in the forms of entertainment, where you just talk about the commercial and the form of entertainment both show fathers and daughters. The commercial shows this, but the other one shows a little girl leaving her father at a really young age, right? So you want to describe those. You don't want your reader to have to go back and watch these videos, right? You want to describe these videos. You don't want to think that I know what you're talking about or I understand, the commercial or the music video. All right, so point one, make a point that describes one technique of how the commercial uses emotion to sell its product. So you can talk about that again, that this first point can be about the commercial only. The commercial uses images of a beautiful house, a beautiful family, sorry, a beautiful family, a perfect house, all that. So the commercial uses the imagery of perfection. Or make a broad point about the commercial only. Um, that's going to go over. So but they're both the commercial, but about the commercial only, and then that you will relate later on to your music. So the extra gum commercial shows a perfect father-daughter relationship to make us believe that the company cares for our families, right? Don't worry about the blend just yet. That's what we're going to do at the end of the week. And then my point two, I'm going to make a point about maybe the music video only. Or again, you can stay with just the commercial. The extra gum commercial uses relationships, right? So you can talk about those relationships, or I can talk about the music video only, but with an idea that relates to my first point. The Lumineer video shows the relationships can have flaws, but still be close, right? And each time you're supporting your point with personal experience, your outside source. My outside source is about teenagers who disconnect from their parents whenever they get older, right? So I have a source that relates to that. And then my point three, I'm going to bring them together. Or it can just be a third point about the commercial. If you just want to say 3 ways that the commercial uses you to sell their product, then that is perfectly fine. Or you can make a compare and contrast essay that compares and contrasts a commercial to a music video. What are ways that they're different? What are the ways that they are same? Why is this important? So they both use a father and daughter relationship, but one is to sell a product while the other is to help express our emotions. Consumers need to tell the difference between these forms of entertainment. Right? So there's my third point. Consumers need to tell the difference between these forms of entertainment. So that's my third point. So my first point, I think it's easier for my first point to be about the commercial only, my second point to be about the music video only, and my third point brings them together. I think that's the easiest way, or you can just say 3 ways the commercial uses me to sell its product. And then my conclusion, I don't mean to have these extra lines here, and then my conclusion just sums it all up. Restates your thesis statement and broadly ends with more personal experience while relating back to your points, right? So we want to broadly end by restating that thesis statement, go back to your points, end with personal experience, just like you began. So if you begin with personal experience, the very last of your needs to maybe go into, your relationship with your children, right? We talk about our relationship growing up. Now we want to go into, I want my relationship with my children to be completely different, right? To be completely different. And commercials, again, use this idea that my family needs to be perfect, but I know better. Like I know that perfection is actually using my past experiences to help me with my future experiences. That's the idea of perfection. Maybe I want to redefine perfection here, right? Maybe I want to redefine perfection. If you want to write a thesis statement that redefines perfection, that'd be an amazing essay right there, right? But our actual experiences redefine perfection. That's really good. I'm going to go back and put that in my thesis statement, right? That's a great thesis statement. Instead of consumers need the difference, I like that. The Luminaire Bears, that relationships are perfectly flawed. And what was that? I don't know. Anyway, I would write a thesis statement that talked about, I'm just going to keep it there for the sake of this video, but I like that, the idea of that our personal experience redefines perfection. Perfectly flawed. Anyway, I'll just keep it there, but that's my body three. But the whole time I'm going to be talking about how I'm redefining forms of entertainment. I'm going to talk about redefining perfection because extra gum shows perfection. The luminaires shows that they are perfectly flawed. My personal experience shows that, again, I'm redefining what perfection actually looks like. That'd be a great thesis statement. Anyway, work on your own. Use this to help you, and you can go back and delete what I have and plug in what you want to put in there, and then use it to type up a fuller essay. All right, I hope this helps a little bit, but we're just going from our proposals and our sources from our annotated bibliography. Now we're carrying them over into an essay. And that is why I harped and harped that your identity source, the reason why I called it an identity source is because it's supposed to help you understand your identity. You know, that's going to carry over into this, that you needed to be the target audience of your commercial. So, you know, if you chose a coffee commercial because you like to drink coffee, that's not going to help you expand in an essay. So we needed to choose a commercial that we related to, right? That we could discuss far more about than just that I liked coffee. And that's okay. Take your proposal from your annotated bibliography, find an idea in that proposal, find a commercial that goes with it, and you'll have an amazingly written essay. You'll have a very well written essay. Work on this outline this week. We are at the end of the week, we're going to talk about this blend, how to make our source talk to our commercial. It's really easy, by the way, but we're going to make our source talk to our commercial, and just check it out here. But we're going to make our source talk to our commercial. I wanted to make these points, these colors. So it goes yellow, blue, and green. So here we go. I'm going to have to change those colors, but point one is yellow. Point two is blue. I like these. And then point three is green. I don't like these other colors, but I have to change these. This is one source. Oh, God, all these others are so dark. That's way too dark. It's way too dark. How about just no color? How about we just don't highlight it? We'll talk about this later. So we'll talk about the blending later. So don't worry about this blending just yet. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, but here is my 3-point thesis statement. This also can just be yellow, point one. My body paragraph 2 is going to talk about relationships, so it's blue. I don't know why I switched the blue and the green, but anyway, I think I was trying to find a better color. And then there's green, so that's point one, point two, and point three in my body paragraphs, or point one, point two, and point three in my body paragraphs. But anyway, hopefully this worksheet helps you. It's under, let me show you one more time where it is. So we go to, wait, I gotta go to the actual class. Okay, we are there. Why didn't you show it a while ago in my share? Share, there's my class. So again, you're going to find the outline worksheet. Here's week 9, March 10th through 14th, right? Week 9. And you're going to find it right here. I'm going to rename it outline worksheet so that it correlates with this same thing where it says outline worksheet, outline worksheet. It's going to be there. All right. So you'll let me know if you need some help, but hopefully this helps you and just begin expanding your outlines into an essay.